guys. You tease out all.
Thanks, man. That'll be great.
Hey, good morning, everybody, or evening, wherever you are.
Because I miss
Hello,
my
everyone.
aliens and microservices. I really miss it. They go so well together.
We are in the meeting.
I mean, you just got to take a computer game from the days of the 80s, the Space Invaders. That's a microservice computer game, those little Space Invaders.
Yep. It had to be a little. There wasn't much memory to run anything with.
No, exactly.
Exactly.
Giving away my age now, yeah. My friend had an Atari console. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, I just think right now we have more power on our phones than most banks had on their mainframes in the 70s.
Crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy what we can do now. All right, today is, this is the final outreach committee meeting for the month of September 2021, the 27th. I will grab the doc, or Steve, do you have it handy?
Yep.
You put it in the chat. Everybody, please sign in.
Give me a second. I'm reworking it. Just moving things.
And today, everybody's going to get the nomination forms will go out for the governance board and the 2 committee positions. So nominate yourself or nominate somebody you think should be on the board or in those committee slots. And we do now have I did some work on the website. Even though we've been a bit busy, I went ahead and got this stuff done. So I'm going to share my screen. So over under Ortelius events, we now have the podcasts. So here's 2 podcasts that Arvin worked on, and Sergio, and then with Steve. So we've got the podcast going. So I also created an opening for the podcast. So if you're going to do a podcast, go over to the Google. It is in the, where did I put that? Is it in the drive?
Yeah, it's on the drive under, I think Outreach. Go to shared with me. Is that showing up the?
Maybe I forgot to upload it. My intent.
No, you gotta get to the folder.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Let me just go back to my drive. I think it's under Beaming Ortelius. Maybe that was where it was.
Could be.
Nope. I didn't put it there. I put it somewhere so everybody would find it.
There it is. Go to open source project.
Okay.
That's the main level folder.
I found in my email. Can I share?
Tracy just found it. And then go to your
Podcast. And there it is, the podcast opening. So it just is just a quick, it doesn't really have, it's just a quick opening for the podcast. It's got a video attached to it because that's the way I recorded it, but it
just grab the audio track off of that.
Yeah, we'll just incorporate it. And when you create it MP3, it'll just take the audio off of it. So if you're going to do it, I didn't put an ending. I didn't think we needed an ending, but this is just an opening. It says, welcome to the Ortelius Beaming podcast, and it's pretty short and sweet. So we have that going. And I believe Siddharth, is Siddharth on the call today?
I am not. I do not see him.
Okay. I think that I'm going to turn this over to Simon. Simon wanted to talk about some of the work that he and Sergio and I believe one other person, now I can't remember, it may have been Sasha, wanted to talk about. So I'm going to leave the rest of this call open for that. Simon, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we'll talk to Sergio and we'll get going. And Sergio is here. How are you, Sergio?
Sergio, you're muted.
Oh, damn. Hey, hello. How are you?
No worries.
So I'm a little disconnected. I just connected and I hear my name. What are we talking about?
So Sim and you, and I think maybe it was Sasha, had gotten together and talked about doing some podcasts or outreach.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about.
Okay. Sam, do you want to like introduce? I feel more comfortable like complimenting, but this is like you're leading this, so I want to take the words first.
About the live stream. Isn't that what you guys were talking about? To answer people's questions.
Yeah, exactly. To answer people's questions around.
Yes, absolutely. We want to discuss previously that we want to do a live stream on Ortelius office hours, like some of the stuff already at the open source project. The part of our theme is to help people educate about Ortelius open source project. We want to do a live stream first that shows the people how to contribute to the open source project. So Sergio or Sasha will tell us what is the repository, how do you want to contribute to the open source project, because what we're going to see is that in the open source, talks are not just enough for the people. So another open source communities, they're doing the live stream to help people educate about their own contributing process to their open source project. So that's the part of the thing. And moving forward, we do want to discuss about the other operating systems, other open source software somebody builds out, and we want to think about, can we integrate this into the Ortelius? We want to integrate these tools to the Ortelius, what was going to happen there. So part of the theme is to help people educate the community about Ortelius and microservices, Kubernetes, cloud native, GitOps, DevOps. This is a part of our method. We want to talk to the audience question, answer the audience question, live streams, and new KubeCon coming up, events, conferences. We want to talk about all these kind of things during our last live stream. But the first few live stream, we're going to talk about how the Ortelius open source project was and how different people can contribute to this open source project.
So when you say live stream, what would you use to do that?
So I think Sergio he's previously doing with Twitch, and he's gonna discuss this with you.
Yes. Well, in our meeting, the discussion at the end, the better answer is that we should do a multi-stream, because we have this discussion about who is our public, who is like in what social channels are big companies or big communities versus there is a lot of young people that is in new platform. For example, we were like comparing YouTube and Twitch, and at the end there are just different end user for saying some way. So at the end the answer is let's do a multi-stream, because today I in my personal stream I usually I do multi-stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So we can even don't just pick one. And there is no need for that. We can do just that multi-stream. At the end, we want to take the best of the two worlds. We want young people like Arvin get introduced to technology. We want to grow in Twitch, because there is a lot of young generation over Twitch. And still we want to work with the big communities over Twitter, YouTube, and etc. So we're going to do a multi-stream. I'm going to take care about that because I already do that, but that's the answer at the end.
So do we know if there is like does like Vimeo or Crowdcast make it, or Facebook Live make it easy to record it and then integrate it with Twitch? Do we know if there's a easy solution to do that? I guess what I'm saying, if there is, just let us know and we'll look at it from the Deploy Hub side to going ahead and purchasing it, just like we have the for the podcast. Because if there's something that makes it easier for you guys to manage all three of those, let us know, because sometimes the fun part is doing the podcast, the pain in the ass part is doing all the other stuff. But we definitely want to capture it so we can create a channel on our YouTube account that will have a historical listing of all of what you did. And I really want it to be on Twitch. But there's got to be some other piece that records it, because Twitch only keeps it around for like 14 days.
Yeah, that's just the one thing that we need to do is persist it somewhere, the live stream.
Yeah, and it would make sense that we would track it in YouTube under its own playlist.
Okay, let me find a way to make it easier. The live stream is going to well, I use Streamlabs because sorry,
it's okay.
Kids are fighting over here.
It's okay.
Well, the easy thing is Streamlabs in the multi-stream can like tag and add the description to the H platform. So yeah, in the like event side, that is solved. It's really solved. And I'm going to look how to do like the after work in one point and do the same, like pretty much on one click have this persistent in different platforms too. So let me keep with that task on my side.
And that was Streamlabs?
Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs because it's like OBS, but they have like online services that complement that, and so there is a lot of easy things that to do in the Streamlabs side.
And then I think it might also, as you go down this road, it might make it easier if we publish a calendar. So we could literally publish a year calendar that says this is, and put that out on the Ortelius site that said these are the topics. Here are the dates. We're going to do, whatever the topics might be that you guys decide on. And it doesn't have to be specific to Ortelius. It could be about development of microservices. So I think you can broaden your educational platform is the other suggestion.
So what were
Yes.
some of the topics that you're thinking of for the office hours? Were you thinking just people drop in and then it's just some random topic, or like what they're working on, or was it more guided?
Actually, what we do is what I've seen from the cloud native community is that from the people who are doing the office hours, that is usually iterated to these open source projects. Let's say some from Matthias time is monitoring or these kind of project. They're doing the answer the public question. Like, we want to do this kind of stuff, and we're gonna stuck into this error. How do we gonna tackle this error? But what we want to do is in the Ortelius community, we look out at these open source projects, talking about the microservices in general. What are the people done in this kind of scenario? Because what we were discussing in the past with Steve in the previous meeting, that Ortelius is going to integrate with these other tools as well moving forward, like service meshes or GitOps, Argo CD, Argo workflows. We want to integrate with these open source projects. So we want to talk about this random topic, like what is happening in the GitOps world, what's happening in the service mesh space, what we're going to integrate with these tools. Somebody came here last time and sees the kids from Turkish. They built out a tool called King, the Kubernetes kind cluster in the Kubernetes pod. So what we're going to do is how we're going to integrate these tools. Because early on, we're starting this kind of discussion. We want to help drive the enthusiastic people from the cloud native ecosystem to the drive to our community. But then you see that we are doing this kind of discussion. They're going to talk to us. What we want to do is what Ortelius is, what microservices is. It's about tracking the useful mind from the community, and also tracking to these issues we're going to integrate later down the road. For the first step, we want to show is what we're going to plan is, but we share the talks with you, all these guys, like Steve and Tracy and Sergio and Sasha. The for the first discussion we talk about, somebody is relatively new to the Ortelius. So what Ortelius is all about, how you're going to pull requests to the Ortelius GitHub repository. We're going to introduce this to the people. So after watching our live stream, people are able to know us how the contribution process involved the Ortelius open source community. And after that, when the session ended, this call is going to be in the YouTube all the time. And next time somebody asks me, well, I am relatively new to the open source, doesn't know what Ortelius is, how to contribute to this process, so they can watch the YouTube video. And later down the road, we're going to discuss the topic with you first. These are the topics we're going to discuss in the future. And when you go up the hat that these are the wonderful topics for us, then we'll proceed later down the road with these topics as well.
I will say
awesome.
we are going to have a line base for every session, but it's not that structured. But yeah, every session at least need to be a starting point for the conversation. The first two was like, yeah, Ortelius. If we are going to talk about like office hour about Ortelius, let's speak about Ortelius. The second topic, I think always we are going to one step ahead, like next session and next session after that. I already think a good topic is Ortelius as a community-driven decision space, because we say like Ortelius is not like a technology-specific solution. It's more a driving solution. So if today we are like putting in place some particular architecture or solution, technology, etc., is because there is a community decision, like a need driven by the community, and we are testing it and we are integrating it because it's going to solve something. So I think it's a really nice topic for the next one. After that, we are going just thinking 2 sessions ahead. I think it will be enough to have like an open discussion and opportunity to have feedback and thinking next topic based on that.
Sounds like a good plan. And Arvin posted if we could do Twitter Spaces as well. So can we support it on multiple channels like that?
Yes, absolutely. But I think Twitter Spaces, what I've seen from it's required 600 followers, 650 or 600 followers to do that. I am currently approaching to 500, but my community clown in Islamabad is just approaching to 600 right now. But I think the Twitter Spaces is like about somebody is a questioning system. What I see from the people like doc community, data on Kubernetes communities, they've done a lot Twitter Spaces. But the general audience was student. They want to ask us, we are relatively new to the Kubernetes, how to jumpstart career to the Kubernetes. So it's kind of a feedback, but it's later down the road. I think if we want to eventually do that after the live stream, because what I feel from the live stream is a real sessions, because we are doing stuff like might be in the future, doing stuff live on the keyboard, how to deploy the cluster on Ortelius or deploy hub. So I think once we're going to run this kind of stuff, we eventually move to the Twitter Spaces as well, because we want to track the audience. Last time we speak to Sasha and Sergio. There are community members who've done a different open source project. I knew some of the folks done 15 open source cloud native products. They have done the contribution there. What we want to do is from the live stream, we want to guide their attraction to our open source as well, because there are so many enthusiastic people in GitOps, cloud native, and DevOps ecosystem. And once we've done effectively the live stream, we wanna at the end of the day drive these contributors from the different parts of the world. They give us a feedback. They want us question lives, so we want to move forward. But Twitter Spaces is also the recommended approach for us. But right now, I think we can plan out how to do it. But I think for the hurdle was the followers.
Yeah, so we only have maybe 60 followers on Ortelius. So we'll make it I'll make it a goal to get, I think I have about around 500 followers. Maybe I'll start pushing out, asking people to follow Ortelius and see if we can get that number up so we can potentially use Twitter Spaces then.
I
LinkedIn
want to-
is the same way.
Yeah, I want to say that when we do Twitter Spaces, my whole timeline is filled with that spaces because the people join, they share it randomly. So I have also seen a Twitter Space which get more than 400, 500 people joining and discussing the stuff. And since GitOps is the new field, many more are interested to listen to it. Like I am seeing the trend, like the Web3 is trending right now on Twitter, and it's all Twitter Spaces are going more than 100, 200 people are joining. So I think it's a good plan. Also,
Okay.
I have like 1,300 followers, so I will personally promote it also.
Great. So my suggestion is that Sim and Sasha and Sergio, we will continue to let you drive this and kind of lead the charge. You let us know what you need from me or from Steve, and we will immediately jump on it. I will take it as a task to try to start building our Twitter account.
Thank you.
I'm excited to
Yes.
see it. I think it'll be an amazing place for discussion. Evelina Willocks, who is one of the board members for Jenkins, we had her do a talk for the CD Foundation online meetup, and one of the things that she said that she thought was one of the biggest failures in open source was not enough documentation, not enough demos, not enough training. So I'm glad you guys are taking this particular aspect of the open source community on it, because it is definitely a big gap for us.
I think it's just a gap in general with open source.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And we discussed that we think in general it's not good. The onboarding of this is not good because we get into a nice topic about like when the few times do you see like engagement with streaming and video, usually it's too perfect. It's like technology that is so complicated. As like I don't know, for in the architecture side, it's so complicated. There's so many components, so many things to understand. And people like usually when a community or a company like present something, it looks so perfect, but at the end there is a lot of people frustrated, like, hey, this is really like, it's painful for me. How people do it so perfectly? And it's not. So we are going to try to do like a more in live with failure, with real people, like to feel more human conversation, because yes, with so many editions, so many perfect presentation, marketing and stuff like that, like, I don't know, cloud sounds like a super perfect, I don't know, thing, but at the end people think that is so far away from that they even can drop. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm not I'm not for this.
No, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Yes,
Also,
So I think for me the next step is figuring out a topic and a date and how we need to get the word out around that. And also, are we gonna what time are we shooting for? Like a half-hour time slot, or 15 minutes, or an hour? What was your thought on those, or just however long it goes, it goes?
So we try to do it in a 1 hour time frame, not more than that, because after we do a live stream of 2 hours and then we ship the recording to the YouTube channel and people see the 2 hour recording if they don't want to see the long hour training. So we done it short and skinny, and the conversation is around, we try to generate a script and we will share the docs with you, what we want to discuss moving along the way, because we need your feedback from Steve and Tracy. What I do is, because what I feel from the cloud native ecosystem is a project who are closer to the community, they drive forward faster, and those who are not closer to the community is not going to drive faster. So what we planned is an information is not a wealth of information, but try to be a short and skinny notes on what we want to do, how to do it, and we are the person going to help you. So when people see us live stream, they can talk to us LinkedIn, Twitter, what the process was. This is a short and skinny notes, not so much as the live stream goes on 2 hours or 2.5 hours. We're going to try to do it on a 40, 50 and a half hour.
Okay. I just want to get a feel for what your thoughts were, what your ideas around the format.
And I reached out, I just stuck his LinkedIn contact in the chat. This is Ujwal Reddy, and he's out of San Francisco. He is a consulting firm that specializes around microservices and Kubernetes. And he reached out to me around the open source project. I think that he would be interested in this effort. So one of you might just ping him on LinkedIn, ask for his connection, and let him know that we're working on it. I was hoping he was going to be on a call today. He is interested in getting involved, but he may just jump in on the community calls initially. But if one of you introduce yourselves, and maybe you can get a chat going with him, because I think he would be perfect for it.
Thanks very much. I will try to keep in touch with her on the LinkedIn side as well and try to engage with him as well.
And yes, we can, Arvin, anybody who wants to post on the Ortelius account, what we need to do is probably use TweetDeck.
And then just do a single login into TweetDeck.
Yeah, yes. Well, that way, if we use TweetDeck, then anybody who's interested in pushing content out through Twitter can do that. So when you set up TweetDeck, then I can give you access to the Ortelius account without, because right now with Twitter, it's just one account. So let's get TweetDeck set up.
Yes, also when we're gonna do live stream, there are so many chances for us to do these kind of tweets as on the weekend side as well, and tweeting about these kind of stuff that we're gonna do is, so that's help us drive that this community is acting, doing live stream, doing Twitter spaces and this kind of activity. And then eventually I think the Twitter page is following, because I see from the Twitter link our cloud Islamabad and running, it takes time, and you are not putting stuff in Twitter. People are not following you because they wanted to be a very active to be, and you need to throw on some article, throw on what you want to address was. So I think we have to keep on adding some content day by day, and then after we're sending the tweet, we see the follower count is growing. But as you said, everyone who join the community, we ask them to join our followers count as well, because we want to closer to running the Twitter spaces, and we need your help to run the Twitter spaces because it's required 650, I guess, followers to do so.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we need to get that up there anyway.
Just to change the topic real quick. I've been missing some of the people that have been joining the Discord channel. I think it looks like I missed the last 3. So if everybody, if you see somebody pop into the welcome channel, please send them a personal note. Welcome to the project. It just helps people feel that there's somebody there that's going to listen to them. Doesn't have to be anything complicated. Just a hi even works.
Yeah, I always try to send a hi for when I see drop new people in the chat.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but there's like 3 or 4 I've missed. So I'm gonna reach out to them, and then but if everybody else can as well, that would be great. It just helps people when they first come in. You know, this is a scary world, and if they know that we're just here to help them and we're nice folks and gonna be welcoming, it goes a long ways.
Arvind, could you put your Twitter handle in the chat?
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm going to add you to the Ortelius team under TweetDeck. So you should be able to set once I add you, you should be able to set it up.
Yeah, share now.
Okay.
Okay, one last thing. Go to dev.ortelius.io and start testing. That's where the new version is.
Open.
And open
Anybody-
issues.
Beta is
Hey.
is like.
Yep, beta's out there.
What's that?
While I'm here in TweetDeck, does anybody else want to have their be authorized to post to Ortelius? If you do, stick your name, stick your handle in the chat, and I'll just add you while I'm here.
Okay.
Ooh, it looks really nice, Steve. I like the roundedness. It looks smooth.
It looks so modern.
Mm, it looks warm and friendly.
What are you guys looking at?
ev.ortelius.io.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, what are they talking about?
So many cubes.
And you guys can get in with admin if you need to for a quick login.
I figured out.
Wow, admin rights right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the car being beamed up. That is so cool. I need a t-shirt like that.
I had
There we
fun
go.
creating that.
I want my socks.
Yeah, my socks too.
We'll have to, we're running out of time today, so we'll have to address that next time. We actually did find out on merchandise that because the artwork is under Creative Commons or even like the MIT license or whatever we're using, Apache 2, we can take that logo and we could put it on t-shirts without having to go through a particular vendor. So what we'll need to do is find vendors in the specific countries and kind of work that route.
Yes. Siddharth found someone to do us t-shirts. And when I was looking at the prices, there are cheaper ways to ship things than what that the company that the CDF uses is charging. So we'll take that on. We will definitely take that on. The other thing before, I know we are running out of time, I am going to put together a outline for our December 8th event. Remember, we have that as an outreach effort. It would be great if your live streaming stuff was ready for that, so we could actually start pushing it during that event. I'm going to try to find a guest speaker for us. But I will get that pulled together here in the next few days.
I hear Merkel's out of a job, so maybe she can do it for us.
Wouldn't that be fun to have Andrea Merkel talk to us? Oh, I'm thinking about trying to rely on somebody from the Linux Foundation in general that can talk about open source. It might be fun to bring somebody in who can talk about building diversity in a nonprofit organization. I'm thinking about that. So something, I would like to make it something general, not super technical though. Something that
Can you share your GitOff work talk in your Ortelius website, Ortelius YouTube?
Which one are you looking for, Arvin?
I will get that
Dashing.
talk. Yeah, as soon as they release it, since I don't own that content, as soon as Alan Schimmel's team releases it and posts it, what I'll do is I will share it in the Ortelius YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so right now it's probably going through their website to get to it because they've gated it to get more information from people.
Yeah.
That's devops.com, right?
Yeah. They'll eventually release it in general, and I will post it up there. I got a lot of good feedback from that presentation. I was surprised.
It was great.
Thank you.
All right, I got to run.
All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. Love you all. We'll talk to you in few days.
So Sasha, Thursday, same time for the architecture.
Tracy said I declined the meetings.
I don't know
have
how to
been-
re-add you either. You
No,
gotta,
I must have been.
It
Had
will
a
be nice to
stupid
get
moment.
invited.
can
I
you,
had.
Sasha, I mean, Steve, I understand if you need to drop, but Sasha, if you hang on, let's try to get it fixed.
Yeah, thanks. Because I
Share
really
your
miss my aliens and microservices.
Share your screen and then go over to the
Bye, my
Ortelius.
friends.
Bye.
Bye, guys.